Hi guys, here we are, MMA UK News, obviously Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So talking about SGI10, so SGI10's going to be Saturday, May the 7th. So we're about just under a month, just over a month away now. It's going to be a usual place, Maryhill Community Hall. So obviously, again, fantastic venue. Obviously, always brings a fantastic atmosphere as well. So anybody that's been at it before, do you know what I mean? You know what the atmosphere is like. As I said, it's absolutely great. This time as well is going to be a little bit special. We're going to have pay-per-view at this event. So we've not had pay-per-view, so this is the first time we've had pay-per-view. It's going to be brilliant. So obviously pay-per-view details will come out obviously a little bit closer to the time on the Scottish Grappling page. Tickets are available, guys. So again, head over to Scottish Grappling SGI10 page, and tickets are available for this. So anybody that is looking to get tickets for your chosen fighter, then definitely hit up that website. You can choose your fighter as well. So obviously anybody that wants to go and watch a specific person, make sure you do choose them when you check out for the tickets. So again, lineup's awesome. It's already been announced, so hopefully there's not too many changes to it. But yeah, lineup's been announced. My next guest is going to be on the show that night. So Jacob Moore of Playfair Jiu Jitsu. So the Jacob was talking away. We were talking away before we come live, as we do with everybody. And obviously he was hitting the weights yesterday, Olympic weights, and got some personal best and stuff like that. So obviously over the moon with that. And then obviously his next big thing, SGI10. So Jacob, listen, absolute pleasure, buddy, to have you on. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, my friend. How are you?
I'm very well. I say you look healthy, you're looking well. But obviously, as you said, obviously the Olympic weight session yesterday, I'd say hit some personal bests.
Yeah.
So must have felt awesome for you.
Yeah, it was good. It was really nice. I hit kind of the main thing you're looking to do for that, or that I've heard you're looking to do for that, is to hit all 6 lifts. You only get to lift 6 times, and
Right.
if you make all 6, then that you're doing well. And I made all 6, so it was a good performance. And I hit all PBs by the end of them as well, which was lovely. It was nice.
It's always a good thing. I see it as well. I mean, obviously, a lot of guys nowadays doing some serious strength and conditioning, which is obviously a little bit different from what it was when I first started jiu-jitsu. So, but everybody seems to be doing strength and conditioning for jiu-jitsu, getting stronger. And you notice that as well when you go in and you roll with people and you think, do you know what I mean? Especially since lockdown happened. Obviously, when lockdown came, you're maybe rolling with people, and don't get me wrong, they were strong, but they weren't as strong. And then now you're rolling with them now, and you're like, man, what the fuck happened to you over the last 2 years? Do you know what I mean? What have you been doing? And then they explain to you again a lot of people doing weightlifting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's my job as well. I'm a personal trainer, and I look after like a group exercise product for David Lloyd. And so I'm in about that all the time. Like I live, work pretty much in a gym. So I'm always eating plates and lifting bars and all this. So it makes me pretty strong, especially for my weight as well. And I'm a relatively lightweight whenever I'm competing.
Yeah.
I probably walk around a bit heavier, but not too much heavier. But for my weight, I'm probably I would say probably one of the strongest in the category.
Nice. Now let's talk about you, because obviously you mentioned being a personal trainer. Were you always a personal trainer even before lockdown and things like that?
Before lockdown, yes, but not always. I've moved through to Edinburgh from Glasgow. I'm a Glaswegian boy originally. I've maybe lost my accent a wee bit now, but
just a little, buddy.
I can put it back on if you want, right? But, like, I'm no. I don't know. I've maybe lost. I've lived here for like nearly 9 years now, so I've picked up the local twang. But I originally moved through I studied art actually. Originally, did a little bit of massage therapy, but I kept getting kicked in and out of college because I was like maybe not very consistent. I wasn't the right time for me, and I was the same with my training when I was young as well. It's actually only relatively recently, the last 4 or 5 years, that I've been consistent with training, and where my results have started to shoot up as well. I was still doing judo 5 years ago. I had one last kind of stab at that, and I'd done well to begin with. I cut back down to 66 kilos at the time, and was getting good results. And then I kind of bombed out of the British, unfortunately. But then that kind of gave me the initiative to go into something new, and that's where I kind of started to pick up jiu-jitsu a bit more. And weightlifting and all these different sorts of things. I just tried to get better at everything altogether. So when I first moved to Edinburgh, I was working in bars. I worked in bars for a long time, like hospitality trade, very, very common job for a lot of people. Did a bit of Deliveroo pre-lockdown as well, where my cardio came into it. I lost a ton of weight doing that. And then rickshaws as well. Shout out to Roy Shepherd. I don't know if he's watching this live, but he's another big jiu-jitsu guy. Hopefully see him one of these cards at some point soon, because he's a strong boy. He used to do the rickshaws. Me, Roy Shepherd, Liam Donkin, all judo boys used to do the rickshaws together. They did it for much longer than I did, but it was fun while it lasted. And then after that, I went into PTing. I've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Funny you mention obviously judo, because obviously judo is massive at the moment in jiu-jitsu. I mean, we see it Owen Livesey coming up and just destroying people, man. He came out of Scotland
his rise has been phenomenal just now, right? I've known him for a long. Well, I don't know him personally, but I've known of him for a very long time. He was an incredible junior. I remember. In the judo scene, he went to the junior worlds and done pretty well. And he had a bit of time out of judo. So got very, very strong, and then he came back a weight category heavier, maybe a couple of weight categories heavier, and just absolutely started marking everybody. Like he was in the run for going to the Olympics, and just like missed out. I've watched him quite closely. He was just out the running for it, but he's like, you see the power judo brings to it, right? He's got loads of instructionals on how to do judo for Nogi now, so he's done very, very well for that. But to be honest, my judo Nogi game's pretty good as well. I kind of pride myself on that. I work a lot with Stephen Playfair, my coach. Shout out to him, and my friend Xander as well. He should be on one of these cards soon as well. He's an absolute monster. He's been at a lot of competitions recently, down at the All Stars and doing some Scottish events as well. And he's just been murking everybody. Nobody can touch him. But like, I work with him, Stephen. I go down to CVA quite a lot as well in Edinburgh. With Ben, he's brilliant as well. They've got a lot of good boys. Jan's fighting on this card as well. And Jack Griffiths, he's another Olympic weightlifter like myself. He does a fair few bit numbers than me. He's a very strong boy, but he's really very good as well. But we work on our stand up a lot. Finn down there as well. He's an ex-judo player. We work on our stand up loads, and I try and implement as much as I can from judo into Nogi jiu-jitsu. That's where my heart lies now, is Nogi jiu-jitsu. I much prefer that.
That's the thing. Obviously judo, obviously they've been used to the gi. And then obviously now jiu-jitsu, obviously no-gi stuff. So I think no-gi's now your preference then.
Absolutely, 100%. I much prefer no-gi. And I think the last result I had in no-gi I was quite disappointed with. And I've been competing a lot in gi since then, because of the way the calendar was falling for me. But from now, I've not got the gi out at all just now. I'm strictly training no-gi. To just like really hone in my skills with it. But I feel really slick Nogi, to be honest. I actually quite like being without the gi, because there's less opportunity to wrap you up, and there's much less friction, and it kind of separates the men from the boys. Nogi, I reckon. There's no hiding. You have to grab onto tendons, and you have to squeeze them and make it nasty for them. And I like that.
I like that. I like the sound of that, man. Violence, absolute violence. There's nothing better. So, and then what about you then? So SGI10, John Carr, obviously, again, another great grappler is going to be on the card as well. So obviously you and John up against each other. So how did you find out then you were going to be on SGI10, Jacob?
I found out through Stephen. Stephen let me know. I think somebody had contacted Stephen to let them know that I'd been paired up against John. I don't know anything about John, to be honest. I hadn't seen, I hadn't heard his name. I only saw a picture of him because you'd posted about your interview with him on Friday.
Yeah.
So I know absolutely. I'm going into it blind. Right, man. I'm doing this from work.
The lads in the background.
It's the lads. Ryan,
What's happening, boys?
Ryan and Ryan, the two gingers.
So
I don't know anything about him. I just know his name, and he's got a beard. That's all I know.
Yeah. As the awesome guy again, another awesome grappler. Again, we seem to see that. I mean, obviously when SGI's put an SGI on, they always get a lot of really, really good people on it. So obviously, let's say yourself coming on, and there's a lot of new people coming on, because normally we see in previous ones we've seen maybe not the same people, but you kind of seen people from maybe the same gyms and stuff like that, whereas there's a lot of different people on it this time. I mean, one of the biggest introductions was the Carlson Gracie Hull, obviously Owen Livesey's gym, where they're bringing a lot
of his guys coming on to it now.
His partner, in fact, Julia, I'll probably get this wrong.
I know her as well.
Julia Scardone, so she's going to be on the show. I believe this is our first competition since having baby Tiago.
I didn't see her name on it. All right, okay, awesome. That's great. She just had a baby as well.
Yeah, it's just had a baby. Had a baby last year. I think baby Tiago's about 6 or 7 months old. I could be wrong.
I've seen her on her Instagram. She's getting back into it as well. She's getting in shape. Like she's a bit of a beast as well. Ex-judoka. Massively looking
judo.
Brilliant just now.
Judo seems to be the thing just now, so we're definitely looking forward to seeing, obviously, some of the judo you're going to bring, some of the throws you're going to bring as well. So
if he stands with me, if he's not going to spit in his arse.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these people, as soon as they and you kind of know, I mean, when a judo player comes in and you see the stance and things like that, you kind of know straight away. Or experienced people kind of look and go, shit, I'm in trouble here. I need to pull guard, or I need to do something.
To pull guard. Like, I quite enjoy that as well. It means you've won the first battle already.
Yeah. Fair point. And then, what about you then? So this year, so obviously SGI10 is going to be one of your main focuses. But what would you like to see yourself doing for the rest of the year then, Jake?
Well, I think once I pick up the victory in the SGI10, I think I'd be quite like to get maybe sought after for something else as well, or look at what's next to book or something like that. I'm not sure. I think with Stephen, I'm thinking about doing the British in I think it's June or July. That'll probably be the next thing that I do. But I really like these events. Like I went to the last one, SGI9, to watch it, and I really like the quintet. I'd love to be part of a quintet. I think that'd be really cool. I love the format of that, and I like the idea of open weight. You can fight anybody. I'm not constrained to only fighting 75 kilo guys, as you heard before. I've already fought Mark McQueen. Not that it went fantastically well for me, but I did manage to get a wee stumble on him at the start, which got a few eyes raised, eyebrows raised, I should say. But then he made me pay for it.
So British, I mean, obviously, again, as the Scottish, whenever Scottish people go down to the British, we seem to do well. We seem to do really well. So, as I said, I'm 100% sure you guys will go down there and absolutely smash it like other people do as well. So, and then final thing for you then. So, Jacob, you've been in the game for a number of years. So I'm pretty sure you've had a lot of people coming in and out of your journey, but anybody you want to kind of pinpoint, so any kind of friends, family members, teammates, anybody like that you want to say thanks to?
Yeah, so my initial judo coach, Stephen Somerville, he was the guy who taught me essentially everything I know about judo. Billy Cusack as well, one of the best, owns the Edinburgh club. He's really like one of the best coaches probably ever in judo, and he's definitely, in terms of accolades, he's produced the best judo players in Scotland by far, like Sally Conway, Sarah Clark, Sarah Addington, who's my flatmate just now.
Nice.
Hello, Sarah. And then Stephen Playfair, who's been kind of moulding me in my jiu-jitsu journey for the most part. Luke DeGaris as well. I used to train a bit with Luke DeGaris, who was out of Rick Young's for a little while, and then he started to go a little bit rogue on himself, but for his days. Luke DeGaris was class, taught me a lot about leg locks, but Stephen's been the kind of pinnacle for me. He's been the guy who's been coaching me the most recently, and then getting me involved in this sort of thing and kind of pushing me on forwards. Like I was pretty unfit, to be honest, like in peak lockdown, and then I started training with Stephen. I did one row with Stephen and I was dying. I was like, I felt sick. I was like maybe 7 or 8 kilos overweight. I was sitting about 85 kilos at the time, and I didn't even realize how heavy I was. Like I had a bit of a tire on me. I rode with him once, and he sorted me out, and I was like, right, I'm back in. I'm in it. I'm back in. I love that. But before I knew it, I was 77, shredded again, and doing well. So Stephen and Xander as well, my training partner. We've kind of had a good trajectory together. We've been starting smashing everybody at tournaments and stuff. So it's been a good trajectory.
Definitely. Listen, we're buzzing to see you on May the 7th. So there we go, guys. We're going to have Jacob Moore of Playfair Jiu Jitsu is going to be up against John Carr Saturday, May the 7th. Maryhill Community Halls, SGI10. Now, ticket availability, as you get yourself on to the Scottish Grappling page, it will take you through to the booking fee, the booking system. And anybody that can't make the event that night, as I say, this is going to be historic because it's going to be the first pay-per-view that we're going to have on SGI. So make sure you get that pay-per-view if you can't make the event that night. So it's going to be an awesome event. As I said, there's going to be a lot of judo guys on it. Judo, male and female, should I say. Obviously, we're going to have some crazy judo throws and stuff like that, which is always awesome to see. So
you need to make a rule where they have to stand in the first 30 seconds. So
it should be. It should be a rule. It definitely should be a rule. But listen, I don't think many people will be standing very long after you judo guys get their hands on them. So. But listen, Jacob, absolute pleasure, buddy. It was an honour talking to you. Looking forward to seeing you next month. Give my love to Stephen as well. Tell Stephen I said hello. And listen, enjoy the rest of your training, and we'll see you soon, buddy. All right.
Awesome. Nice one. Good to see you.
Take it easy, buddy. Thank you.
See you later.